Hello children, welcome to the Samveda e-learning class. Also, I would like to welcome you all for the 7th standard. Today, we are going to learn 7th standard social science first lesson. Are you ready for it? Very good. Children, now I would like to show you one video. After the video, I would like to ask you a question. Are you ready for the video? Yes. How was the video? Very good. It was very interesting. Now I would like to ask you a question about the video. The question is, where are these famous monuments located? Very good. Your answers are right. The right answer is Hampi. You know where is Hampi? Hampi was the capital city of Vijayanagara Empire. Dear children, today we are going to learn about 7th standard history first lesson Vijayanagara Empire. In that, today we are going to learn part 1. In this lesson, we are going to understand so many important points or competencies. Among those, mainly we are going to understand the achievements of Vijayanagara kings. We are going to understand administration, social, economic conditions and literature of the Vijayanagara period, art, sculpture of the Vijayanagara period. Also, we are going to understand religious equality maintained by the Vijayanagara kings, and more than that, we are going to mark the borders and to identify the places of Vijayanagara Empire on the map of India. Are you ready for the lesson? You know that it is one of the most important empire in the world and Indian history. This Vijayanagara Empire was founded in 1336 AD, where on the banks of the river Tungabhadra, you can see this is Tungabhadra, on the southern bank of this Tungabhadra river, this Vijayanagara Empire founded in 1336. You know who are the founders of this empire? Mainly this empire was founded by the Sangama brothers or Sangama family. You know who are those 5 brothers? Yes, your answers are right. Harihara, Bukkaraya, Kampana, Marappa and Muddappa. These are the 5 members or brothers of Sangama dynasty. Among these 5, Harihara and Bukkaraya or Akka Bukka played very important role in the foundation of Vijayanagara Empire. So, mainly we call Harihara and Bukkaraya are the founders of this Vijayanagara Empire. You know which is the capital city of Vijayanagara Empire? Very good. Your answers are right. Hampi was the capital city of Vijayanagara Empire. You know, sometimes Anegondi was also capital city of Vijayanagara, but major capital city was Hampi. You know where it is now? Yes, your answer is right. Today it is in the Karnataka state Vijayanagara district. Before it was in the Bellary district. Today it is in the Vijayanagara district. You know why it is called Vijayanagara district? Because of the Vijayanagara Empire. And the national emblem of Vijayanagara Empire was boar or Varaha. You can see in the image, this is a Varaha. It was the national emblem of Vijayanagara Empire. This Vijayanagara Empire was ruled by the mainly 4 dynasties. First one is Sangama dynasty. They ruled from 1336 to 1485 CE. The second one, Saluva dynasty. They ruled from 1485 to 1505 CE. The third empire, Tuluva dynasty. They ruled from 1505 to 1567. And the fourth and last empire dynasty was Aravidu dynasty. They ruled from 1570 to 1646. Children, now we are going to learn about all these dynasties one by one. The first dynasty is Sangama dynasty. It was started and ruled from 1336 CE to 1485 CE. Who is the first king of this dynasty? Yes, you are right. Harihara is the first king of this dynasty or this empire. He ruled from 1336 to 1357 CE. You know that after he came to power or after he ascended the throne, he took control over the regions of Tungabhadra river, because it was the major areas on the banks of the river Tungabhadra river. Then after few years he captured so many places and extended the Vijayanagara empire. You can see in the image here in the west side he extended till Konkan coastal areas. At the same time he extended in the east till Nelluru and Kadapa. In the north side he extended till Krishna river. At the same time in the south side he extended till Kaveri river. It shows how courageous he was, how he was dedicated to the Vijayanagara empire extension. In this way or like this he laid a strong foundation for this empire. After death of Harihara, his another brother Bukkaraya came to power. In 1357 he ruled till 1377 CE. You know that as per Indian history, after death of the king his son should come to throne, correct? Yes, but here his brother Bukkaraya ascended the throne. You know why? Because Harihara did not have own son. Because of this his brother Bukkaraya came to throne. During Bukkaraya's rule we could see more extension of Vijayanagara empire. Bukkaraya he sent his son Kampana to capture some neighboring areas. As per the order of the father, Kampana moved towards south part of India and defeated Sultana of Madurai and captured those areas. Mainly we get this information from a source called, that is, Madura Vijayam. You know who wrote the Madura Vijayam? Yes, Madura Vijayam was a famous work or a book written by Kampana's wife or a queen, Ganga Devi. Today also you can get this book. Then Bukkaraya captured another place called Penugonda by defeating Reddis of Kondavidu. You can see here, this is the areas of Kondavidu. I am enlarging it. These are the areas of Penugonda. This was captured by the Bukkaraya. In this way he added these areas with the Vijayanagara empire. Then he was a very good person to maintain the religious harmony and equality. Example for that is he maintained very good relationship between all the religion, and most importantly when there was a conflict between Jains and Vaishnavas, he maintained religious harmony among them. We get this information from an inscription called Shravana Belagola inscription, which was written in 1368 CE. After the death of Bukkaraya, Harihara II came to throne. In 1377 he ruled till 1404. After his death, Bukkaraya II, after Bukkaraya II's death, Virupaksha II, after Virupaksha II's death, Devaraya I, after that Veera Vijayaraya came to throne. He ruled from 1422 to 1424 CE. They were kings of Vijayanagara empire, but they were not very prominent kings. So they did not contribute much to the Vijayanagara empire. The next famous, very courageous king was Devaraya II or Prouda Devaraya. During his rule, this Vijayanagara empire played very important role in the Indian history. It means his spread was significant in the Vijayanagara dynasty. Why? Because he brought so many changes in the Vijayanagara empire. He extended Vijayanagara empire further. After he took over the power, he built a new army which was included not only Hindus, also it included Muslim soldiers also, because they were very skilled soldiers who had archery and horse taming skills. So he added Muslim soldiers in his army. That shows his importance to the all the religion in the development of the Vijayanagara empire. Then with the help of his army, he defeated Reddy leaders of Kondavidu region. This is the Kondavidu region, and merged with the Vijayanagara empire. Not only this, the another enemy of Vijayanagara empire was Bijapur or Bahmani sultans. He defeated Ahmad Shah of Bahmani Sultan and captured some forts from him. Mainly he captured 3 forts. You know which are those? The first one is Mudugal Fort, Raichur Fort and Bankapur Fort. In this way he is going to extend the Vijayanagara empire. Puravadevaraya had a brave commander. His name Lakkana Dandesha. Commander Lakshana Dandesha defeated the kings of Kerala and kings of Sri Lanka and collected treasure and tribute in cash from them. Like this, he also played very important role in the extension of the Vijayanagara empire. He was a great supporter of the Puravadevaraya. I told you he was giving importance to all the religions also. For example, for that is he constructed so many temples, not only Hindus, he constructed Jain temples, Vaishnava temples. Also he allowed Muslim religion people to build the mosques. Like this, he gave importance to all the religion. And one more point is Veerashaivism got resurrected in his period. It means restored in his period. You know that he is a founder of Veerashaivism, Basavanna. In the court of Puravadevaraya, there were so many poets and philosophers. Among those, the major poets and philosophers are, you can see here, Telugu poet Srinatha, Sanskrit philosopher Dindima, Kannada poet and minister of Puravadevaraya Lakkana Dandesha were also in the kingdom of Puravadevaraya. Because of his courageousness, because of extension of the Vijayanagara empire, he got some titles. Among those, the major titles are Gaja Betengara, Chatussamudreshwara and Ariraya Vibadha. Gaja Betengara means the person who defeated Gaja means elephant. Chatussamudreshwara, the person who captured areas in all the 4 sides. Like this, he had other titles also. Finally, after extension of the Vijayanagara empire, the person, the main king Puravadevaraya died in 1446. After death of Puravadevaraya, his son Mallikarjuna came to power. He ruled from 1446 to 1465 CE. After death of Mallikarjuna, Virupaksha III, he came to throne. He ruled till 1485. During these kings' rule, we could see collapse of the Vijayanagara empire because they were very weak rulers. In this condition, one of the commanders, it means Saluva Narasimha, captured the capital city of Vijayanagara, Hampi, and established a new dynasty that is called Saluva dynasty. It means he ended Sangama dynasty in 1485 CE. Then he established new dynasty called Saluva dynasty. The timeline was 1485 to 1505 CE. Saluva Narasimha, he laid foundation for the Saluva dynasty. He ruled only for 6 years. After his death, his son came to power. But who came after Saluva Narasimha? they were not strong. They were under the protection of commander called Tuluva Narasimha and Veera Narasimha from 1491 to 1503. In 1503, Tuluva Narasimha Nayaka died. After that, Veera Narasimha became a commander, but finally he removed sons of Saluva Narasimha and established a new dynasty, that is called Tuluva dynasty. It means he ended Saluva dynasty in 1505 and established or founded new dynasty called Tuluva dynasty in 1567 CE. As you know all, Veera Narasimha is a founder of this dynasty. He was a son of Tuluva Narasimha, started the rule of Tuluva dynasty. He died in 1509. After his death, his brother, the most famous important king Krishna Devaraya, came to power. It is most important to learn about the Krishna Devaraya. He is a major king who expanded Vijayanagara Empire towards south, towards east, towards north and other places also. Because of this, we call Krishna Devaraya as a famous and greatest king among other Vijayanagara kings. When Krishna Devaraya ascended the throne, he had to face so many revolts. It means at the initial years he had to face so many revolts, but he was very courageous. With a planning, he defeated all the revolts and faced all the revolts and he got success in that. Like this, he laid a strong foundation again for the Vijayanagara Empire. Then he seized Shivana Samudra fort from the Ummatturu chief Gangaraja in 1510. Later, he captured Rayachuru fort also from the Rayachuru king. To capture the areas, he took the support of the Portuguese. Because of this, he supported Portuguese to capture Goa from Vijayapura Sultan. In this way, he had very good relationship with the Portuguese also. In 1513, he captured Udayagiri fort. In 1518, he captured Cuttack, the capital city of Kalinga king Gajapati Prataparudra. You know where is the Cuttack? It means in the present day Odisha state. He captured from Hampi, he moved towards Odisha and captured those areas. By defeating Gajapati Prataparudra, he captured those areas, but Gajapati Prataparudra didn't want to give away the kingdom. Finally, Gajapati Prataparudra came to an agreement, negotiated with the king by offering his daughter to marry. Finally, as a reward, Krishna Devaraya married Jagan Mohini. In this way, through relationship, he had very good relationship with the other kings also. In 1522, he captured Rayachuru from the king of Adil Shah and Ismail Adil Khan. In this way, he extended the Vijayanagara Empire. It means these areas. He captured these areas. Later, he captured Kalburgi and Bidar forts. You can see it is one of the major port. After that, he got a title called Yavana Raja Pratistapana Charya. What is the meaning of this? Why did he get this title? You know, because Bahmani's king's son was arrested and imprisoned by the Bahmani's prime minister. In this condition, Krishna Devaraya helped Bahmani's king's son to get released and restored him to the power in Bidar. Because of this, he got Yavana Raja Pratistapana Charya. Like this, during the rule of Krishna Devaraya, Vijayanagara kingdom was expanded in all the four directions. You can see here. Because of these reasons, we call Krishna Devaraya as a famous and prominent king in the Indian history. Finally, at the time of his death, Vijayanagara Empire at the peak. Vijayanagara Empire's famous king Krishnadevaraya died in 1529 CE. One of the great visitor, Domingo Paez, he says, who visited the kingdom of Vijayanagara Empire, he stated that Krishnadevaraya was a soft person with a strong body. This statement says about the personality of Krishnadevaraya. After the death of Krishnadevaraya, Achyutaraya came to power. He ruled till 1542. After Achyutaraya, Sadashivaraya came to throne and started to rule. But Sadashiva was a minor and unable to rule the big empire. So, in this condition, son-in-law of Krishnadevaraya, Ramaraya, who is the son-in-law of Krishnadevaraya? Ramaraya or Aliya Ramaraya took the whole responsibility of administration. Aliya Ramaraya was very brilliant. His diplomacy expanded Vijayanagara kingdom and made it rich. When he started to expand the Vijayanagara empire, he started to face so many problems. The number of enemies also increased. Among those, the major enemy of Vijayanagara empire was Deccan Sultanates. They started to attacking the Vijayanagara often. But Ramaraya was very strong. He took revenge against them by defeating in so many wars. Mainly, he captured Vijayapura and Golconda from the Bijapur Sultanate. This incident led to another major war that is called Rakkasa Thangadi battle. Now let's learn more about Rakkasa Thangadi battle. You know, Aliya Ramaraya was a very good person for expanding the areas. In fact, the important policy of Ramaraya was interfering in the quarrels among the Deccan Sultanates. It means often Deccan Sultanates fighting each other. In this condition, Aliya Ramaraya interfering in their quarrels and he was having alliance with the first ones and with the another. It was one of the major strategy to capture the areas. At the beginning, he was very successful because they had so many political differences. Who? Bijapur Sultanates. But after some years, the Bijapur Sultanate understood the plan of the Ramaraya. Then all the Bijapur Sultanates united. It means they came together to fight against Vijayanagara kingdom or Aliya Ramaraya. All the Sultanates united themselves with the jealous and hated on the growth and richness of the Vijayanagara kingdom. They started to attack on the Vijayanagara kingdom. Vijayanagara kingdom, it means Aliya Ramaraya, Sadashivaraya and his army came to a place called Rakkasa Thangadi or Tali Kote to fight against Bijapur Sultans. In the place of Tali Kote or Rakkasa Thangadi, on the 23rd of January of 1565, there was a huge battle or war between united army of Sultans and army of Vijayanagara Empire on the banks of the river Krishna. Finally, in this war, Aliya Ramaraya died. After death of Aliya Ramaraya, Sultanates looted Vijayanagara Empire, and most importantly, the king of Vijayanagara Empire, who? Sadashivaraya, his son Tirumala Venkata, escaped from the war. It means ran away to the Penakonda. There they established a new dynasty that is called Aravidu dynasty. The united army of sultans destroyed the whole Hampi. Now I would like to show you some images about the collapse of the Vijayanagara Empire. Because of this, even today also we call Hampi as a Halu Hampi. After run away from the battlefield, sons of Sadashivaraya established a new dynasty that is called Aravidu dynasty. In 1570, they ruled till 1646 CE. These Aravidu dynasty rulers, they ruled from the three places. Which are those? Penukonda, Chandragiri and Velluru. It means these are the three capital city of Aravidu dynasty. Finally, after Vijayanagara was collapsed, it means when Vijayanagara was attacked by the Bahmani Sultans, so many chieftains of the Vijayanagara empire such as Mysuru, Keladi, Chitradurga, Yelahanka, Surapura kings became independent rulers in the Karnataka. Like this, they got independence. Whatever in the history of India and the world, Vijayanagara empire played a very important role. Children, so far we learnt so many important points about the Vijayanagara. We learnt about the foundation of the Vijayanagara empire and achievements of the Vijayanagara kings. Mainly we learnt about the 4 dynasties of the Vijayanagara period. Children, in the next class we are going to learn about the contribution of Vijayanagara empire to the Indian history. Children, I hope you all enjoyed the class. Now I would like to give you some homework. You all write down the questions and answer for these questions. Thank you everyone. Namaskara.